A toddler does not align with the type A part of me.
Mm-hmm.
I said a toddler does not align with the type A part of me. Look at these puzzle pieces. Just all out.
Not just all out.
Stuff like that would make me want to just throw it in the trash.
That's definitely a type A part of you. Sure. What up, though? Welcome to another episode of Taking the Stage. I got it. It's a little early in the morning.
That's what I'm about to say.
Usually I don't even teach till 8 o'clock, so anyway.
All right, you got a little bit better.
A little bit better, okay. I'm the math guy, Steve. This is...
Paige, Paige,
Babe. Paige, Babe, what's the news of the week, news of the day?
News of today?
How's your week been? How's your day been? How's your very early morning been?
It's early, but really good. We had a family day yesterday.
The
kids really enjoyed it. Well, I don't know. They kind of slept through it, which is expected, but it was fun nonetheless. He takes his first birthday pictures today. He got up and just randomly started walking the other day.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
He was doing it the day prior, but I was just like, he's faking. But he really got up and was just like walking on his own up and down the hall and everything.
Trying to keep up with his sister.
Yes. I don't know how baby boy is growing.
Yes, he is. Quite quickly. This morning, good morning, I guess. Just finished editing Mom's episode.
Ooh.
The Quisha.
Y'all are in for a treat. Okay.
And so just finished editing that, posting that, and getting ready for my class in a little bit. But yeah, yesterday was great. Yesterday was really fun.
Yeah.
Seeing them. Well, first, neither one of us having to stress about anything. And just kind of enjoying the moment, enjoying time with them.
Right.
And then, like you said, they're growing up pretty quickly. So it's kind of, seeing Mel's interaction with Steven and Mel trying to be independent on her own. And seeing Steven just watching the whole thing and getting exhausted just thinking about it. Or that's what it seems like he did. That's why he fell asleep.
And it's wild that, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
It's wild that, like, now that she's getting older, we have to, plan summer things for her. It's not just, okay, what are we trying to accomplish during this time?
And her just being around.
Yeah.
Now it's more
like we have to plan things, like, for her.
Yeah, not just with her.
Her. It's cool kind of doing, like, the things that you used to do as a kid, because it does make you think, like, what did I do growing up? Like summer camp and swim days and things like that. So
the day was bowling, by the way.
Bowling. Yeah.
So
skating. Now, I don't know about the skating though. I never learned how to skate.
My Lord. This grown woman has had me on many of occasions as she put on her skates, walk her, carry her around a skating rink.
The kids laugh at me. It's too much.
You know, they have the kids part of the skate rink where it's supposed to be just for kids. Yep.
And I still hold on to the wall.
Looking like Bambi.
I'm a great swimmer though. That was my thing. I used to run a lot and I used to swim during the summertime. So we weren't really like skating like that.
Skating? Everyone skated.
I had skates. I just didn't use them.
What do you mean you didn't use them?
I never learned how to skate. Like, nobody ever taught me how to skate.
No one taught you how to... Well, I guess people do teach how to ride a bike.
I tried multiple times to, like, teach myself. It just was not working. And skateboarding, like, I don't do that either.
He was just like, I could just run, right?
Because it was just... I would just move like this.
How you still move.
Right. But, like, riding my bike, running was always my favorite. And then swimming is what I did the most.
Skating is just like... That's for the birds. You keep that. For the birds, you get it? That was pretty good joke. That was pretty good. Okay. Anywho, babe, what we talking about today? You're the man
I was like,
host.
he's just taking over.
I mean, I usually start it off, but go ahead. What we talking about, baby?
Today we are talking about everything third.
Everything third. Everything third.
It has been a wild ride,
to say the least.
Yeah.
Well, remember the first video episode we have of this podcast is the first 4 episodes are talking about his birth.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, that's the first videos we have on YouTube.
Okay.
So, full circle now. The 16 episodes later.
Celebrating an anniversary and a birthday.
Not a birthery.
Birthery.
But why are you focused on your...
It was a piece sticking up. It was getting on
there. But yeah, so the first episode, the video ones that we have, at least... I mean, we recorded videos of the other ones.
Okay, because I'm like, I feel like we were doing this before.
We were recording videos of those, we never posted them.
Oh,
so the first one
we were just doing audio back then.
Yeah.
Oh, good, because I was huge. Like, big old pregnant, breathing heavy. We may try to find some clips for y'all. It was not a good look. I would be wearing anything.
He was like, it's just for the audio, the sound, right? It isn't going to be, I'm saying, I'm going to record it just in case. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you didn't...
Eating snacks.
We had no idea what we were doing. We still don't know, really.
Right.
It's just, on the fly. But yeah, you said today everything third. Specifically because his birthday, we're taking his birthday photos today, and his birthday is coming up. He'll be 1 year of age, and it's been a wild ride so far.
It has been. It has been. It's been a journey. We're gonna go through that journey.
She gonna cry, bro.
I know. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm already getting emotional. I feel like that's why thinking about his birthday is just like, it's always so difficult for me because it's just so emotional. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was emotional with Mel for her first birthday as well. Yeah. So maybe that's just me.
All right, what you got on your docket, shop?
So, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought that fast. But
here she go. Eyes getting watery. I'm like, it's just the morning?
No, so, okay. We kind of went through most of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. Or some of the things I wanted to talk about. But his pictures. So with the kids, we try to do a big photo shoot for the first birthday. Mm-hmm. And then the ones after that is whatever we come up with.
Use this phone.
Yeah. So he's getting his professional pictures taken. And I'm excited for him.
What's the theme? So for males, you had... It was outside theme. We were in there, and I'll put some pictures here. But we had the baskets. Cause she couldn't really walk yet.
It was like more of like a whimsical, wild one, fairy type of theme. Not fairy, but you know what I mean. Yeah. That type of aesthetic, because it was outside. I don't know. Our kids love being outside. I think that's why I always try to plan their things around what they like during that time. And so I believe she had like her first birthday party was supposed to be like a garden theme. So you remember that little dress she had? We'll put pictures up. And everything kind of went with that theme, even though COVID took away my baby's birthday.
Oh, it didn't take it away, it just changed it quite a bit.
Her birthday party was supposed to be on the 28th, I believe, and then everything shut down like
8 days before or something.
Yeah, like right before then. It was like at the height of COVID. But for him, he has a if anybody out here knows third, he could live outside if he wanted to. If we let him.
Dude, if you open the door,
doors, windows,
he can barely walk.
Car, like
he's trying to fly out of that door to be outside, and he'll just sit there outside. Once he gets there, he'll just sit outside. Yeah,
sometimes we just see him outside, like no shoes or anything, and he is just as happy as he could be.
Eating grass. You know the little is it dandelion? What they call?
Yeah, he eats those.
Yeah, he'll try to. Boy, you're not supposed to be eating that.
Catching flies.
And he just loves being outside.
He really does.
I don't know where that comes from. I mean,
Mel likes to be
but
outside too, but he is like on a different level.
Yeah.
He throws a fit when he has to come inside. And I'm like, dude, it's dark.
It's 8 o'clock at night, so
you have to come
go get in the tub.
Yeah. So he makes it hard, like, for me to like water the plants and stuff. Because even like as soon as I open the door, he's just like beat me. But nonetheless, his theme for his pictures is like a lumberjack rustic type of theme. I think it's still like wild one, I guess they call it, or camping theme.
Yeah, you said something else one. What was it? Wild one?
Like wild one, or like one happy camper or something.
One happy
like
camper.
that.
I think that's what. Yeah.
But we're going with that, and then we're bringing back the red.
Shout out
from his baby shower / birth.
None of the things that we planned go properly, apparently.
For him, no.
No, I'm talking about for Mel, the birthday party didn't.
Oh yeah, it didn't.
And now for him, his birth.
Some people say that stuff is like brings good luck. Well, I don't know. I remember for our wedding, you remember when we paid all that money to have the outside ceremony, and then it started storming the morning of, and Brittany kept saying, "Well, you know, that's a sign of a great marriage if it rains on that day." And so I just kind of took that with me. I think she just told me that to like calm me down.
She's doing her job properly,
right? But I still take things like that with me and just kind of let things play out. Because if I let that Paige part of me take over, it's not going to be a good look.
Everybody can be mad. Wait, but so before we continue on with those who don't know, if you're just new to our party, again, we talked about I think it's episodes 19 through 22 of the podcast is about his birth. Just a small story about his birth. He was born at the baby shower. Okay, so now you have this stuff on the docket. I'm sorry, am I jumping ahead?
Yeah, I mean you're going right into it.
Oh, okay. Again, just shorter version, right? So the baby shower was on a Sunday, and Paige's water broke
that morning.
Right before the baby shower.
Yes, as people were showing up to the baby shower, my water broke.
But then we called because she was supposed to have a natural birth anyway. So we called the midwife. The midwife says, as long as you're not hurting, as long as the baby's not hurting, then go ahead and finish the baby shower because you're going to have the baby later that night.
We thought.
Right.
Get through the whole baby shower scot-free.
Paige sat down the entire time.
I did. I was like, I'm at least enjoy the shower, get some pictures.
And then we go to the birth center, and they said, okay, we'll go home, get something to eat, rest, because you'll be having it in the middle of the night. We thought. So I bring Paige home, and me and my mom decided to come back to Hammond just to get the birthing balls, get the baby bags, some clothes for Paige to be comfortable.
We thought we were in for a long night.
Yeah. Well, on the way here, Paige's mom and my dad are still back at, still with her. And, well, Stephen said, about that time, Stephen III said.
I know. He was like, this is a party for me. Not me.
I got to be at the party.
He was the guest of honor.
He said, I'm going to show up in true form.
As soon as y'all brought me back, too. It was not, there was like barely any time between y'all dropping me back off at the house and then having to turn back around.
Not even an hour.
Right.
Maybe 35 minutes, 40 minutes. You know what I never thought about? This is a good joke. He was just CPT to his own party. That was all. That was it. That was really it.
CPT.
He was just CPT to his own party. Think about it. See?
I guess so.
But yeah, and so you have Stephen literally by yourself because you're in the bathroom by yourself at the time.
Right.
So you birth your own child. Then your mom comes and helps, and my dad comes and helps, and then the ambulance has to come and all that good stuff.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
having to be wheeled from your parents' house to the hospital. Do you remember their security? They didn't know what my mom had in her hands because she's holding third and he's wrapped in like the foil blanket. And I just remember being butt naked on this gurney, and I hear everybody in the waiting room going, "Oh Lord, it's a baby! It's a baby! It's a baby!" And then everybody panicking. It was like something from a movie.
Right. It really was.
They didn't know how to open the doors after that. I'm like, y'all work here.
Some issue
They
with the
didn't
door.
know how to unlock the elevator. It was just a lot. They were like, get the daddy in here. And it was just, it was a lot.
It was something from a movie, exactly what it was. But yeah, so he showed up, and then he had to spend almost 2 weeks in NICU because he was born early and because of the supposed trauma or...
yeah, they kept saying that he didn't get a good squeeze when he came out because he really just like shot out of me. So I guess when the baby comes, it goes through the birth canal kind of slowly or slower than he did, and you're able to squeeze all of that fluid out, and he didn't. So they were monitoring him, just seeing if he had like fluid or blood or something in his lungs.
But baby boy turned out fine.
Yes, and
he got y'all on his side.
So during that time, since we're on the topic, what was the scariest moment for you?
Of his birth?
Or just this whole year with him?
Yeah, on the day of the birth, I wasn't that scared. It was just more of praying and focusing on y'all too, so I wasn't scared. Him being in NICU was scary for me. Number one, I've never been, I don't, I'm one of those people who hospitals kind of freak me out or kind of make me, nervous or, I think it came from way back when my grandfather passed, and I just remember that feeling of everybody being in the room and, being sad and crying and, those types of feelings, so it's always kind of made my stomach turn, I guess, just being in a hospital. But being there every night with him being somewhat helpless, or seemingly helpless.
Yeah.
That was a little, that was scary for me. And then not being able to be with Mel at the same time.
Yes, that was rough.
So it was a rough time. But just this year, let's see. The scariest time with him, I think, so he's fallen off the bed once, I think. Well, once that I can remember.
Once that I told you about.
Oh, my goodness.
No. He's only fallen out once.
Yeah. And I remember Mel falling off the bed once when we were at the apartment. And I just remember looking, so like me and you were in the bathroom, and she woke up before we even knew it, and she flipped right, now perfectly. I mean, I guess built children this way to where their bodies just know how to, fall properly. But I remember, like, when he fell, that brought back that exact same moment, and my heart fell to my stomach. That what is it called? Yeah, something fell to you. And something fell. Sure. Something fell. You know what I'm talking about.
Something fell.
Something fell from here to here or something.
And we don't have carpet now.
Yeah.
We had carpet with her. Yeah. Yeah.
So now anytime he's laying down, he got pillows all around him.
Right.
I mean, even though now he can almost walk, but So but I don't think there's many scary moments throughout this year. I think that's those two probably. What about you?
I think for me was when he was in NICU, and I think because so when I was released from the hospital, we didn't stay there like the first couple nights. I guess to give me some recovery time.
Oh,
remember that?
Yes.
And so...
And it may have just been one night. It was at least, yeah.
But we were there every single day.
Yes.
But like staying overnight.
Yeah.
When the doctor called and she was like... Because, they call you every day to give you a checkup. An update on how he's doing. And, I would hang by that phone every day waiting on that call. Or... if I didn't get it, I would call them and get the update. And I didn't want to bother them because I knew that they were taking care of, like, not only him but other patients. But when she called and she said that they had to give him something, I should have looked it up. But for his lungs, because they did find a little bit of bleeding.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And they didn't know if he had swallowed blood from me or if it was from him.
Yeah,
and so they had to give him something that they called it. And she said, well, we did have to... I don't know what it was. They said that she was like, well, yeah, we did have to give him one dose. And we had to monitor it. And then they had to, like, switch up his machines and everything because he was on... Oh, I can't. It's early. I can't think right now. He was on a few different machines and under the light and stuff like that. So
the ventilator. I'm not the ventilator.
He was on the ventilator. That's what it was called. Yes. So they had to switch that up, and I was an expert at the ventilator and watching the numbers by the time we left.
Anybody come in? She'll tell a doctor. Listen. Now, I saw this one go from 72 to 71. I know that's a problem. Paige, stop telling this nurse what to do. She know that she's training in this, okay?
But, oh no, I feel like he had a really great, like, nursing staff.
Oh, yeah.
We were, like, cool with them. With Mel's birth, too, we were cool with them.
Remember
they sent a birthday card for him. Mm-hmm. But, like you said, the day of, I wasn't scared.
Yeah.
I, of course, prayed the whole time. And I had y'all. So as long as I could see him and he was breathing and seemed to be healthy, I was fine.
Yeah.
Now, the hard part is when they take your baby and they bring him to, like, the nursery and stuff. Yeah. I don't like that because I didn't like that with Mel either. Mm-hmm. Like, give me my baby.
You know, I just birthed him, right?
Yeah, like you don't want to be... Your body during that time wants to be close to your baby. Mm-hmm. And so it is kind of like an emotional thing when they take them. They're like, well, you just get some rest and we'll watch the baby. And it's like, no.
No, I don't want to rest.
Right. My body isn't prepared for rest right now. Just like, let him be. Mm-hmm. But I understand that all in all, he needed everything that happened to him and he needed to be away. Uh-oh.
Speaking of which.
That was the scariest moment for me. Yeah, being in the hospital isn't that scary. I mean, well, I've only ever been in a hospital 2 times. One for Mel and one for Steven, so.
No, not many times you used to have to go to the hospital for the lead up to Mel.
Oh, checkups and stuff. Yeah. But none of that was, like, scary. I did think that they were giving me way too many ultrasounds, but... Yeah,
because they thought something was...
Yeah, they thought
she had wrong or something.
No, they thought she had fluid around her lungs, but they couldn't really tell until she was born. So I was like,
and why are
you doing all these ultrasounds if you don't know until she's born?
Right.
Okay, so on the opposite side, what has been your favorite moment, either during his birth or during this whole time?
Okay, my favorite moment during his birth is probably just holding him. For the first time. I mean, so, if you know anything about me, I don't really hold small babies.
You really don't. I was surprised you just said that because you do not like to hold babies.
Me or my dad, I don't know why he doesn't. But mine is just kind of, I'm a little leery of messing things up. And so, what you mean? Why are you looking like that?
Because you break stuff just as much as your son does.
First of all, okay, we're not going to bring up my son breaking stuff up on his birthday, okay?
It's not his birthday.
Well, it's not his birthday, but it's his birthday podcast, Paige. Anywho, so I'm a little leery of messing things up, and so, yeah, with small babies, I just don't really hold them typically.
Well, and because he was hooked up to, like, the oxygen and the ventilator and stuff.
Well, even before that, if you recall... Our moms both held him before even I did. Mm-hmm. Just because I wanted, everything to calm down, and I was still processing. It was a lot to process all at once. So like even when I went over to when we first got to the hospital, and I went over to the ventilator, I just held his hand. And
you had to cut that piece of umbilical cord.
Mm-hmm. So me and Pops cut the umbilical cord. My dad cut it at the house. I cut it at the hospital. But yeah, but just even holding his hand, I mean, you know, that was a joy. Because it's kind of, you know, I mean, it's my son. But throughout the year, I guess my favorite parts, I haven't really thought about it. What's your favorite part? Well, I think of mine.
So my favorite part of his birth was him coming home.
Yeah.
I remember, because we weren't going to church in person, because we didn't know when he was going to come home.
Oh,
and
yeah,
so we would send mail with your parents, and then we would just watch it. Yeah. And do you remember, like, halfway through, we got the call that we could come and pick him up, and I just, like, broke down. It was just, it felt like, you know, when you go through something that's just extremely hard and tasking and trying, and then you have to go through that, like, muddy part of it that seems like you'll never come out of it, and then when you do, it's like, you feel so strong.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt. I felt like we won at that point.
Yes.
We had overcome.
It was a championship.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. So, just, you know, picking him up, that was, I was like, he gets to come home and he doesn't have to come here anymore. Like Mel says.
Oh, she do be saying that.
Yesterday, you made her mad, and she came and told me, she said, I don't want to go by daddy anymore.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, that was a joy bringing him home for sure. What about throughout this year?
Probably just seeing his milestones. Like, seeing him speak his first words and just getting up and walking.
Yeah.
Just like seeing how aware he is of a lot of things. Because like you said, he has a face kind of like mine, where my normal face is just...
This boy will stare you into the depths of your soul and not blink.
He's not really expressive.
Yeah.
So just to see...
Which is very contrast from Mel.
Who is like overly
expressive. All she does is express herself.
Yeah, she's more like you.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like me, and so just seeing that he's absorbing all of these things, even though he's not showing it, but just seeing how he's growing and stuff. So
yeah, and I was going to bring up. So I was trying to think of the whole year, but yeah, definitely him walking yesterday. That brought me joy.
Like actually walking, not taking 2 steps. He was like walking.
Yeah. But also like him. I remember a couple weeks ago, he finally. I don't know why why he finally learned it, but he just started saying, "Uh-oh."
That is his favorite thing to say now. Uh-oh. And he says, ma. He's really good at that. He says that very easily. And then he also says, stop.
Oh, yeah.
And he can shake his head, no.
Mom's been too much careful with him telling her to stop that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I remember when he first started shaking his head, no, he just like that, and then he'll smile at you if you do it with him. So yeah, I think actually seeing his smile, I think is my favorite part. Just seeing him like,
yeah, he has like a slick smile. Like, what is on your mind, little boy?
So, but yeah, all those moments are pretty good stuff with him. This good year.
Okay, since we're kind of going into it, what are some of his favorite things that you've noticed?
Some of his favorite things. Definitely waking up in the morning and just wanting to play. Loves being outside. Loves just touching the grass. Like, you know how they have the babies
who don't like grass.
Yeah, you know, this boy's okay. Give me some more grass. I need some more grass. What else? There's certain people that he loves a lot. Of course, us three, but Kai,
loves Ran.
Jalen, Ran. Goodness, that boy loves.
Don't let him pull up on the ATV.
Oh, Ran pull up on the ATV. You want to jump out of any of our hands to get the Ran in that ATV. Goodness gracious. His nana, his grandma. He loves all of them. He loves playing with his cousins.
He really does. He tries to keep up with them.
Yeah, he tries. And then gets mad that he can't. Well, he can't yet, but I'm sure he will. I think he really loves his sister. Just being around her. Now, in saying that, he's a boy, she's a girl, so They gonna fight.
They fight.
They gonna fight.
He loves her like while he's engaged. But once he's done and she still wants to keep going, he's like, leave me alone.
Oh my goodness, bro. Just let it go. We played. That was enough.
No, we played.
But then she does the same thing too, right? She when she wants to play with him, she, come on, brother, but when she for her to, she wants to calm down. She wants her alone time. That's what it is. Yeah, she wants her alone time at certain points. Whereas he just wants to be, I'm done altogether. Yeah, all y'all, bye. But yeah, I think those are some of the things he loves. What else? He loves when I like put him up in the air like this, or let him go a little bit and then
wrestling.
Down. He loves wrestling.
Both of the kids love wrestling. Oh.
Yeah. He loves your boob.
Oh.
Boobs.
My word.
We're gonna wean him off soon.
He likes tugging on them with his little teeth.
Oh yeah.
It's torture. Yeah. And he just laughs at me.
Yeah, you gotta tell him to stop. This boy, goodness, this is what I think he loves more than any of those things I just mentioned.
Let me see if you have the same thing I was gonna say.
If any beat comes on,
yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Any song, any beat, any rhythm, if you go doot doot doot,
it anything, be a commercial.
This boy start dancing immediately. Start clapping. Come on, now, get with it. Anything.
He would wake up out of his sleep for a tune.
I know her name is Melody, but he is the music guy.
He is.
Any rhythm, any song, any beat, he'll immediately
Y'all
start.
didn't say we was dancing.
Oh, hold on a second. What you talking? That boy, I don't know why. It's like, we was like, even if he's doing something else, he'll turn it. Come on now. This is my jam. Boy, you've never heard this song in your life. So, yes, I think that's his favorite thing over all those things.
Yes.
Is his love for music and sound and instruments. And you can just tell it's in his spirit, it's in his soul. He's going to be one of those people.
Yeah, he likes to beat.
Yeah.
So him and Sammy are going to be besties.
Yes.
On them drums.
That's the day and do.
Because he can't play them over here.
Paige be like, boy, go play with them drums in the room. Goodness. He'll go play with them too.
He does. He loves that little drum set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's his fave. All those other things too. I mean, his parents, I guess, are faves. But the music part.
I think Ran on the ATV tops his parents.
Ooh. Oh.
He said, y'all talking about me? Say hi to the people.
All right, but yes, I think Ran and ATV definitely top his parents. So I think his music, Ran ATV, his sister, maybe we're fourth.
Okay. Right. I think you're correct in that. You kind of covered all of his favorite things. Let me see.
I mean, like being at church, that's music stuff as well.
Let me see. Running after Mel. I was trying to think of his favorite foods, but all foods are his favorite foods.
Yes. Yes. He loves pasta for sure.
He really does.
He was destroying that pasta yesterday.
He was. And sweet potatoes and things like that.
Sweet potatoes, yes.
He loves avocado.
He'll grab my broccoli real quick.
I don't know. He just enjoys being a baby, I guess.
Yeah. Enjoying life.
Right.
As an almost 1-year-old, huh?
So, how is he as a brother?
Okay, so Mel is his actual sister. So, as a brother to her, he is a quintessential brother. Baby brother. As in, I love you, but I will annoy you.
He definitely holds his own against Mel.
And now he can. Wait, yesterday she was walking away, but he was already holding onto her shirt. But now he can actually keep his legs going with her. So she was trying to walk away. And he was like this. He just smiled, looked back at me and smiled. And she's like, "Brother, let go, brother.
Get off
me." He could actually keep up with her. So yeah, he holds his own for sure with her. But again, I think it's out of pure love for her and just wanting to be around her, want to be near her. But then also he has his cousins who are kind of like a brother to him, and so they love taking care of him. That's for sure.
They do.
Genesis and Shane, I mean, adore this boy.
I turn around, they're going with him, picking him up. Sammy loves playing with him. Joshy, I'm taking him. Sammy is an old man.
And then Joshy, his road dog.
They had some quality cousin time the other day. I had just them two, and they were like playing and stuff like that. Joshua was so happy.
Mm-hmm. So yes, as a sibling, as a brother, I think. Yeah, he's a great brother. Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah, I think he fills out the bunch.
Yes.
He just fell right on in line.
Mm-hmm. And just like we said on the last part, I think he's all of them have their own parts, have their own kind of role or job, and he fits right into his, where he's the baby, but he kind of sums it all together, kind of puts it all together, gives those older ones responsibility, gives those younger ones, let them know, listen, you're not the baby no more, okay? So
I love that. Well, no, I don't like the fighting, because they swing at each other. I don't like that.
They can get pretty...
Because he is
like you said, they love wrestling, so it's kind of... But usually wrestling with me, not with each other.
Yeah. So. Because he's so calm. I'm looking at his picture right here. He's always so calm. But he does have, like, a certain turn up about him. Like, he's like, I'll knock all this over.
I'll destroy this whole thing.
He will.
And he doesn't get that from his dad. I'm sorry.
Excuse you?
What? The destroying stuff he gets from his dad.
I thought you said he doesn't get that from his dad. I was about to say. I keep it copacetic over here.
I said he does.
But
first of all, act like you ain't never destroyed nothing.
We're not gonna talk about that. We're talking about third. We're talking about third.
Well, now you want to
let's keep the thing the thing. We're talking about third.
Not the thing the thing. Keep the thing the thing.
But yes, like yesterday, I was on the phone with the insurance company the whole day, like until we left. Mm-hmm. And in the midst of all that, Mel comes up running to me and she's like, brother broke it. I'm like, what did he break? I go to see that he broke... Go get my candle. He broke my Bicherie.
You put it at the wrong camera, Paige. We up here.
Oh, my Bicherie. I was like, you couldn't break the Glade or something like that. And then he's playing with the glass. So I'm talking about you.
Speaking of which, I got glass in my hand picking this up, man.
I know, I was trying to see if I could salvage it, but I don't think so. I'll just have to get a new one. But he broke that.
Uh-oh. You gonna throw it down and say, oh, you did it on purpose. That's all you.
And then he smashed the terracotta planters. My pots.
Oh, yeah.
He's like literally smashed a whole pack of them. Mm-hmm. And thankfully they were all like with a shrink wrap, so it just shattered within the plastic. It was just too much.
Listen, okay. When I was younger, I had a mean streak in me a bit. Hence why I played football and rugby. I think we talked about this on the potty. At least he's not punching holes in the wall.
Boy. Yeah. He still breaks everything. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. All right, what else you got?
Other than your son being destructive just like you. So what do we want for him?
What do we want for him? I think we want for both of them, and that's just to be great humans in the long run. Let's start there. Mm-hmm. What do we want for him? I want him to not have to go through as much trauma as I did growing up.
Okay, trauma.
Not have to struggle. Not have to struggle to find himself. And just not, and I mean, a smart human and love the Almighty, his creator, just as I do.
That part. Yeah, I think the same thing. I do think that everyone goes through some form of like self-discovery. Yes. So I don't think that he'll have a trauma-free life.
Oh, no.
But I want him to be able to work through those hard times better than we did.
I think that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Yes.
Yes. And I just want him to be, or both of them to be, I guess, like, just upstanding individuals, like, out in the world on their own.
Yeah.
I don't want them to, I guess, grow up with, like, a facade of what life is. So I think that's why we try to be as real as we can with them. Look at him. Look at him. You don't have to tear everything down.
It's to build it back up.
See?
You see.
But look, look at his face. He's doing a little lips like you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Sorry.
But all in all, if we can, sorry, that's my tongue. If we can like raise them to, is that picking up?
I don't know.
I hope not. I haven't had anything to eat. As long as we can raise them to be more of an asset to their community.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what I would want from them.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely want them to be in the faith and the walk.
Right. Just well-rounded in all areas.
Yes.
I don't want any, I mean, I think life throws you a lot of curveballs, so I don't want them to be like just unprepared, and that's more so on us.
For sure.
Let me try to feed them.
All right, what else you got? No, don't try to feed them yet. Come on, we're almost done.
Oh.
I gotta get ready for class. Or as you would say, wrap this thing up.
Right. Okay, we kind of went through the last one. So it was just like how has his like growth and development been in this past almost year?
He's grown a lot. He's grown
physically a lot.
Goodness gracious.
From the tiny little baby he was, yes, till now. I mean, even when he was in NICU, they were saying like, "Oh, he's a fighter. He's a strong one." They were trying to call my baby aggressive in a NICU. I was like, y'all are not feeding him. But you remember he used to try to like crawl out of the little crib bed and all of that. They were like, "Oh, he's strong."
I put him on the floor. So I think he's grown a lot. I think he's and he'll continue to grow.
Boy.
I guess I'll pick those up later.
All in all, I'm just very thankful for this whole experience. I feel like there are things that happen in your life that it kind of changes your outlook on life in general, and I feel like that was him. He's
one of them for sure.
Yeah.
Remember Pop said, and this was right after he was born. Pop said, y'all really had something meant for that boy.
Mm-hmm. He told somebody that the other day.
Yeah, just how he came into this world.
Mm-hmm.
When people use that term miracles loosely, but it really was somewhat of a miracle. Just the like I said, the storybook of him is like a movie. And so just to see, like you said, his growth, his
so many things could have gone wrong and didn't, and none of that stuff ever crossed our minds either.
And he's here now with a man bun and the feet the size of my hands, and
he does have wide feet.
The destruction of his father in mind. Or not destroying me, but he destroys things like his dad. Any last words, Poop?
We love you, sir.
Say bye-bye.
I should do. Quick question. What are we doing for his birthday? I'm joking.
What are we doing for his birthday? We have
Details
pictures
to come.
today. We're doing a Zoom link on his actual birthday for his smash cake. And we having a shindig somewhere. Either here or I think it's at the park now. I think we decided at the park.
Yeah, we were going back and forth.
Yeah. Shindig at the park, kind of for both of my birthdays, but really for him. And so, yeah, those are things we're doing for his birthday, and he's going to have a good old grand time. All right, he's about to destroy the whole he's about to knock the mic down, the lights down. He's about to knock everything down, bro. Any last words, Stephen?
Bye.
Thank you for watching, listening to another episode of Taking the Stage.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Hey podcasters, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. You can also listen to our audio podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a good one.